Hi, my name is Jasmine Pelias. I am the owner and manager of the store, and I have fish tanks and a dog of my own, and then technically I take care of 2 ambassador snakes also. I love animals since I was a little kid, specifically dragons, and the closest I'm going to get to a life dragon is reptiles and some kinds of fish. I've always loved exotic animals, and then recently, a couple years ago, I was looking at Miles in most places. They don't sell a lot of exotic stuff, and people kept asking me for stuff, so I looked into it, and there wasn't an exotic pet store up here, so I started researching to get into it. Basically, I was looking at Miles and other retail stores when I kept getting asked for certain supplies, and I saw how they could care of the fish, and I kind of got sick of it and wanted to teach people about proper care and etiquette for exotic animals because it's not well known, specifically up here for college students and families.
Hi, my name is Blue, and here at the pet store I help with cleaning and taking care of animals. I feed them daily, and I generally help run the store. So I met Jasmine about 5 years ago online through an art community. We became friends, and I ended up moving out here from California to help her with the store. As well as working with Jasmine, she's very kind and understanding and very organized. So my favorite parts of working with the animals is being able to play with them daily, just a multitude of different animals. Oh, right now my favorite animal is actually Sandy the ferret. Oh, she's so gentle, and the first time I met her, she just crawled into my lap and I cried.
So when I was researching to get into exotic pet stores, there's only a few certain animals that require, and a lot of the pet store licensing has been discontinued since 2012. And then what was there is mainly for dogs, cats, and small mammals, so like bunnies, ferrets, sugar gliders. So there's not much regulation. It's just fair animal acts, basically, of making sure they have space, food, and water. Most pet stores, like other stores that I will not drop the names of, keep the bait, like for example, the betta fish in tiny little cups when they should have at least 1.5 gallons. Most animal cages are only a box with a hide and a water dish. So we try to give them at least 1 warm hide, 1 cool hide, consistent water supplies, and multiple foliage or things to climb on to give them more naturalistic environments. And we try to keep all animals safe and healthy. We even have an emergency fund for any vet care we need. And then we also do a week hold on any animals we get in, including surrenders and rescues, to make sure they're acting, eating, and looking healthy before we even price them up for adoption. Even if it's going to be a stepping stone for your child, the animal, you are still the animal's 100% lifeline. They live or die on your care. You should always research what animal you're getting into and make sure they have the proper care and proper setup, because even if it's to teach your kid about life, they still need to do it properly.
My name is Charles Mowry, and I am 10 years old. I had a leopard gecko, and we renamed him to Spot because he had a lot of spots because he was a leopard gecko. I looked up what they ate, like what time they slept and what time they were awake. When you want like an exotic pet, like a reptile, you really need to know a lot about their environment and where they came from so that you can like make sure their temperature is all right, and you have to see what they eat and how much of it. So.
My name is Lisa Smith, and I am a customer. It's been amazing. She's very knowledgeable. I have 4 that I've gotten from her, and she knows her stuff. I have 2 geckos and 2 bearded dragons that I've got from here. All 4 doing amazing because she knows her stuff, and I like how friendly she is, and I like the environment here. I just wanted something different, and they were here, and she told me all about them. I'm like, okay, let's go. Go for it, because they can be a lot of fun. Because somebody's got to do it. There's so many of them that people are just dumping off, so somebody's got to take care of them, right? There's a lot more to it than people know.
We have a surrender form, so if anyone has any animals that are not what we call vet cases, which means they immediately need to go to see a vet, we take them in if we have the space, and we do a week hold to make sure they're eating, acting, looking healthy. If they're underweight, we work on a strong protein vitamin program to make sure they get their weight up. We also are in contact with the local animal controls. We've actually been called by Mecosta County Sheriff's Department before to get a 4-foot long ball python that was found in someone's drain pipe before. With the prey animals, when they're not handled very often, like rabbits, guinea pigs, small mammals, hamsters, rats, they are skittish from a young age because they have never had that bonding opportunity. We work with positive reinforcement and positive interactions with us and customers, as in like we hand feed veggies for the rabbits and guinea pigs. We work on just sitting by them, making sure they end up to be able to trust us. We have a final sales policy on all animals minus fish, which with the fish we have a 7-day return policy if they end up passing away, which means the fish that we see in a little bit of tank water, because we again want to push proper care, so we want to make sure the tank itself is set up and properly established so that their death was not on us specifically. But if it was on us, we'll definitely make it right and either replace it if we have it or refund if we don't. And with all the other animals, it is final sales, but if something does happen within 24 to 48 hours, we are willing to work with it case-by-case basis. And if something else happens while after, we also can always take the animal back in surrendering policy.
I would love to see us be able to expand to even more fish, more chinchillas. I'd love to see axolotls, parrots, just more variety of animals.
Think about research the animal. It's just not just specifically if you're getting a bearded dragon, research any similar ones like leopard geckos, crested geckos to see if something else might be a better fit. Make sure you have the time, energy, and money specifically, because even though they're exotic animals, they should still be taken to an exotic vet when needed or as necessary. And you gotta make sure because they could be more expensive, you gotta make sure you be able to handle whatever responsibility you take on. Because a guinea pig is gonna be different than a rat, different than a bearded dragon. Some can live 5 years, some can live 25 years, some tortoises can live 100. You gotta make sure that they're gonna be properly cared for. With the surrender policy, it's basically no questions asked. We do ask just minimum, like why you're doing this, and the animal's health and age and all that, but there's some you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. If we can take it in, we would do it. With how cold it is getting in the winter, we want to make sure that every animal has a good home. So if something happens, we are here. We are at 225 South Michigan Avenue, Big Rapids, Michigan, 49307, which is right next to the old cinema, next to Hangout Clinic, downtown Big Rapids. We're mainly on Facebook, but we also have an Instagram and a educational TikTok that we're going to try to be posting more educational videos to teach people about the proper animal care. And we're also working on getting our own website made.